Good morning, and welcome into the Lifeline Morning Show. I'm Steven. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. You know, I love getting your day started off on the right foot. And to help with that, well, I use an inspiring quote. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul. That's Emily Dickinson. And there's something special about Monday mornings. Some weeks we wake up ready to run. Other weeks, it feels like the weight of everything we didn't finish last week is sitting on our chest before our feet even hit the floor. Am I right? But hope, real hope, doesn't wait for everything to be perfect. Hope doesn't need all the answers. Hope just needs one thing: a place to land. And I love how Emily Dickinson describes it as a bird that perches inside your soul. It doesn't force its way in. It settles gently, quietly, and it sings even when the world feels silent. This morning, let's start the week with a truth that anchors that hope deep in your heart. It comes from Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 24, today's word of life. I say to myself, the Lord is my inheritance, therefore I will hope in him. And you might not know exactly what this week holds, but you do know who holds you. And that means today isn't just another Monday, it's a fresh start, a new beginning, a brand new chance for God to surprise you with goodness. So wherever you're going, whatever's on your plate, take a breath and let that little bird of hope settle in again. We're stepping into this new week together, and God, I believe, is already ahead of you, preparing goodness for every step. So let's get this Monday started, shall we? Of course, I've got some great music to start this day off, but I want to remind you that I love hearing from you. You're the reason why I'm here in the studio in the first place. So, I was wondering, could you just send me a hello this morning via text? Maybe even send me a GIF. I'll send you one back. Or a song request, a prayer request, anything. Send it my way, okay? 256-967-0885. That's how to get in touch with me. 256-967-0885. I would love to hear from you. And that is an open invitation to everybody listening, whether you're locally on the FM dial, or maybe you're listening on the stream worldwide. I see you in Germany. Or maybe you're even listening to the podcast, and it's not morning time right now when you're listening. That's perfectly fine. I still want you to text, okay? So 256-967-0885. All right, now I think we need a little reminder. Josh Baldwin, Stand in Your Love. This one right here, it hits just right, especially when you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. So take a deep breath, listen to the lyrics of this song, and sing along. Well, hello to you listening on the podcast. I just wanted to hop on and give you a heads up. You're going to hear me talk about a lot of music this morning, like I just did with Josh Baldwin and Stand in Your Love. But here's the deal. I can't share it on the podcast because I'll get in trouble, and the algorithm won't push it out to more people. So here's what I've done. I have created a Spotify playlist. It's in the description right now. You can go check it out. Okay. As well, I'll have a separate song list for you right there in the description, so you can check out the music in video form as well. Some of these music videos are very powerful. So anyway, just wanted to let you know that that was ready for you. All right, let's get back to the show. Oh, to be happy and smiling and bubbly all the time. But can we be honest? We just don't feel that way all the time, do we? No, we do not. Sometimes you're just not feeling it. I get it. Sometimes you got to force a smile. Yeah. And you know what? I'm afraid sometimes we get on this positivity train and we think, oh, we just got to be positive about everything. Oh, let's do this. I'm sorry. That's so fake, isn't it? Because sure, being positive is the better of the alternatives, because you can be positive, you can be negative. I'd rather be positive, but am I going to feel positive all the time? No, I'm not. Sometimes I'm going to feel negative. That is a human emotion. It's something we have to struggle with. I understand. But here's a little something for you. A little wisdom beyond our years. Her name is Great Granny Julie, and she's got a little something to say about this positivity thing. And I think it's going to change your day. Let's find out.
So I heard someone say the other day that to get the good things in life, you need to be positive. But let's be honest, you're not going to feel positive every day. Life doesn't work like that. It's not about forcing a smile or pretending everything's fine. Real positivity is different. It's about choosing not to give up on yourself. It's believing that good things are still possible, even when you're tired, when you're hurt or unsure. When you carry even a little bit of hope, you make different choices. You try one more time. You speak a bit kinder to yourself. And you walk towards better instead of staying stuck. You don't need to be happy all the time to have a good life. You just need enough light inside you to keep moving forward. That's the kind of positivity that changes things. So no, you don't have to be perfect. You don't always have to be positive. Just don't give up on you. Good things grow where you still believe they can.
There was one operative term she used there that I absolutely love, and it is a 4-letter word. Starts with the H, ends with the E. That's right, hope. Hope. And you know what? Maybe you're not feeling it right now, but I want you to remember this. Even when you don't feel hopeful, God still has hope for you. So lean into it today. Maybe it's just taking a moment to realize that there are some beautiful things around you, that God's up to something big. No, it might not feel like everything's going your way, but you could still find something to be thankful for. And you know what? That is a little ray of hope. For sure. Because come on. It says in the Bible, God is no respecter of persons. So, if he's doing something good for somebody else, he's going to do good for you too. In fact, I bet if you look hard enough, you'll see that he's already up to something. So, hold on to hope today, especially if you feel hopeless, if you feel like you're in a losing situation, because I've seen him do it. He makes a way where there seems to be no way. So let him do it for you today. Lean into it. Talk with him about it. And I bet you'll start feeling that hope. You'll start letting it emanate from inside of you. And before you know it, you'll find yourself smiling. I know you don't feel like it now, but just give it some time. It'll come. Here's Blessing Offer with Lift Me Up. Looking outside these JFM studio windows, seeing an absolutely gorgeous sunrise. Oh my, I'm telling you, I actually videoed it on my way in this morning. I'll post it up on the JFM family group so you can see it for yourself, just in case maybe you're not from around these parts. Maybe it's you down in Palm Coast, Florida. Yeah, Joel Modest, it's been a while since you've seen this Alabama skyline, hadn't it? Or maybe over in Germany. Hey, I know we've got some listeners in Boaz right now as well, and we can't forget our friends a little southwest of Eagle Point, Alabama. Thank you for being here as well. It really means a lot that you make us part of your day. I guess let's get you back to some great music. Matt Maher in the room featuring Chris Brown right here, right now on the Lifeline Morning Show. Oh, Guten Tag to our friends over in Germany this morning. That's Beckbot right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. If you remember last Monday, she was here in the studio and told us all about the story behind that song. Yeah, given 3 months to live. But here she is 3 years later, still alive by the grace of God. And you know what? She has to choose every day to start her day with hope. And that's something I want to talk with you about right now. Because a lot of people wake up on Mondays feeling two very different things at the same time. On one hand, there's the possibility of a new week, a clean slate, a fresh start, a blank page. I love that whole idea. But on the other hand, there's the weight of everything still unresolved. The conversations that didn't go well, the deadlines that didn't get met, the prayers that still feel unanswered, the worries that followed you from last week into this one. And sometimes, before the sun even comes up, you're already carrying more than anyone realizes. If that's you this morning, you're not alone. Because so many people feel that same quiet heaviness on a Monday. But here's what's true. God doesn't wait for us to feel strong before he meets us. He brings hope into the places that feel overwhelming. That's why today's word of life matters so much. Lamentations 3:24, it says, I say to myself, the Lord is my inheritance, therefore I will hope in him. You see, sometimes you have to speak hope to yourself before you feel hope inside of yourself. Sometimes you have to remind your soul of what's still true, even when life feels unsure. And here's the beautiful thing. I don't believe God ever expects us to manufacture hope on our own. He asks us to look to him. And here's a jolt of hope for you right now, okay? Multiple scriptures throughout the Bible talk about God going ahead, preparing a way. Things like fighting for you in Deuteronomy, or leveling mountains and breaking down gates in Isaiah, and that he'll neither fail you nor forsake you in 1 Chronicles. And this one hits a little different. In Isaiah 52:12, it states, the Lord will go before you, and the God of Israel will be your rear guard. I love that. He's even got our backs. So if you're starting this week feeling tired, or stretched thin, or overwhelmed by what's coming, even feeling exhausted by what has been, take a breath. You don't have to carry this Monday by yourself. Hope isn't something you have to create. It's something God gives. And I believe he's given it to you today, right where you are, right in the middle of real life. Let that be your anchor as you step into this new week. Let's raise a hallelujah, shall we? Here's Bethel Music to sing about it. I want to talk to our Carline crew this morning because you see, over the weekend, I actually happened to see this little magazine. It's a little magazine that my daughter Grace brought home, and it's a scholastic magazine. It's called Super STEM, and it's the October-November edition, right? It's got on the front of the cover this girl like in a sea of candy. It's just her face, her smiling face, and there's candy all around her. And there's some really cool articles in this magazine, but I found one in particular that I thought was worth sharing with you this morning. So let's talk about it. There's an article in there called There's a Drone for That. And this one caught my attention. Did you know that they have a drone called a snot bot? That's right, you heard it correctly, a snot bot. Okay, so here's the deal. All right, scientists study animals in the wild to learn how to protect them, but it can be hard to get close to them. Drones can more easily approach some animals than scientists can in person. Researchers with the group Ocean Alliance use drones to collect data about whales without disturbing them. Okay? One of the drones used by Ocean Alliance has a special name, Snotbot. When whales breathe out, they spray a mix of seawater and snot into the air. The snotbot flies through the spray and captures snot droplets. Studying the samples helps scientists track the whale's health. So there you go. A snotbot that collects, what was it? Snot droplets. So there you go. A little gross information for you. The more you know, right? Now you're a little smarter. Snotbots are a real thing. Does that put a smile on your face? It made me giggle. So anyway, just in case your school has this, I'm just telling you, you can find it for yourself right there. It's actually on page 7, on pages 6 and 7, okay? So anyway, just wanted to tell you. I thought it was funny. Thought I'd share it. All right, so I think maybe we need to do a little dance, and then we'll come back and we'll play the car line competition. Here is Mercy Me with Happy Dance. Say it with me in 3, 2, 1. Give me the horn! All right, now let's go ahead and let's crank that engine, and then let's start at that music so I can say, hey everybody, it's time to play the car line competition. That's right, your chance to win some gift cards this morning. Normally, I have 3 gift cards, one to Gunnersville Chick-fil-A, one to Albertville Home Bakery, one to the Caring Heart Thrift Store and Arab. But you see, this morning is a little different because both of our players this past Friday decided to roll theirs on, meaning that somebody stands the chance of winning 9 gift cards on this first question on a Miracle Monday on the car line competition. Now, keep in mind, you can only win one time a month, and after you win, get your classmates to call in. Yeah, your homeroom classmates, so you can get your homeroom at the top of the leaderboard for a little extra something special if your class wins. I'm just saying, it's worth it. Okay? All right, so, Wonder what we're going to talk about this morning. What kind of miracles? Well, let's go to the Old Testament for just a moment, all right? Let's do that real quick. Okay, for my caller right now, I see you calling, but wait until after the car line competition to call me back, if you would, Mr. Wooten. Thank you. All right, here we go. You ready for this? This Miracle Monday question it's going to hit just right. Okay, so see if you paid attention in Sunday school. When a widow's small jar of oil never ran out during a famine, which prophet did God use to perform that miracle? Ooh, was it A, Elijah, B, Elisha, C, Samuel, or D, Ezekiel? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. Again, when a widow's jar of oil never ran out during a famine, which prophet did God use to perform that miracle? Was it A, Elijah, B, Elisha, C, Samuel, or D, Ezekiel? Be the first caller with the right answer at 256-505-0885. I would love to give you 9 gift cards. Again, 256-505-0885. I look forward to hearing from you. Now, Seth Schleter with Won't Start Now, right here on the Lifeline. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. Who am I talking to?
Emmett,
All right, Emmett. How was your weekend?
it was good.
Good. I'm glad to hear. Anything big happen?
We went camping in Gunnersville.
Ooh, nice. All right, went camping. So is this like in a tent, or is this like a RV or a fifth wheel?
It was in a tent.
Ooh, all right. So did you get to like cook on the campfire and all that stuff?
Yes, I did.
Nice. All right. Well, I'm so glad you had a good time. Let's see if we can keep those good times rolling. I got a question for you. It depends on how close of attention you paid in Sunday school. Here we go. When a widow's small jar of oil never ran out during a famine, which prophet did God use to perform that miracle?
Elisha.
Elisha is correct. Congratulations to you. 9 gift cards, Emmett. How does that make you feel?
I'm just going to roll that train.
Oh my, so those 9 now become 12?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, I hear it in the background. All right, very nice. Well, we will get that train rolling. And let me know, is there somebody that you'd like to shout out this morning?
My dad.
Your dad. Oh, what do you love about Dad?
To go camping. He was the one that planned it all out.
Oh, that's awesome. It sounds like you got an amazing dad, Emmett. Thank you so much for calling me and playing my game.
You're welcome, sir.
Can I ask you one more question, Emmett?
Yes, sir.
Why do you listen to us?
Y'all just have some of the best music that I've ever listened to. And, when I sing to the Lord, it's worshiping Him, and it desires Him.
That's good stuff. I'm so glad you're here. Keep listening.
And,
Go ahead.
And can you play a song
Sure. What you want to
for
hear?
me? It's called Same Power by Jeremy Camp.
Yes, I played it for him just before we played this because you see, I edit these down to make sure y'all can sound like rock stars on the radio. Plus, I wanted to make sure he heard that song before he got out of the car, headed into that schoolhouse. So we played it just before this. Emmett, you rock. Thank you so much for playing my game, and what a big heart you have. Those 9 gift cards now becoming 12, and I have another question. A round 2 for the car line competition. But first, I need to hear my bells. There they are. They're kind of low. What's going on? Oh my goodness. Need to be even louder than that. Come on, bells. Aha, that's working. All right, let's do this. Question number 2 on this Miracle Monday. It could land you 12 gift cards, okay? Here's your question. When Paul and Silas were thrown into prison, what miraculous event freed them? A, the guards fell asleep. B, the chains dissolved. C, an earthquake opened the doors. Or D, an angel appeared with keys. Be the first caller with the right answer, 256-505-0885. Now here's House Fires. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Yes,
Good. What's your name?
Bennett.
Bennett. Oh, Bennett Neesmith?
Yes.
I got to talk with Carson last week. I get to talk to Bennett today. Very nice. Well, do you enjoy some good miracles in the Bible? Do you like hearing about stuff like that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all right, very nice. Well, there's one in particular that I need to know an answer to. You see, this one is pretty cool. It actually happened that, well, some guys were in prison. And it's not such a great thing that happens when somebody's in prison, but you see, these guys, they may have had a little help getting out. So can you tell me what happened in this situation? When Paul and Silas were thrown into prison, what miraculous event freed them? Was it A, the guards fell asleep, B, the chains dissolved, C, the earthquake opened the doors, or D, an angel appeared with keys? Which one happened?
An earthquake opened the doors.
Really? An earthquake?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be so cool? That lets you out of prison. You were in there, and it's like you were lifting up a praise. You were singing to God, and all of a sudden, an earthquake came and it loosed you, and you got out of that prison. How would that make you feel?
That would make me feel so happy.
Right? Well, that's the exact correct answer I was looking for. Congratulations! You just won 12 gift cards. What do you think about that?
I'm glad.
I'm glad too. All right. So hey, you keep maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 of these gift cards and give the others away to some very special.
I want to put it on the train.
Oh, we're turning those 12 into 15?
Yes, sir.
Oh, it's been a while since this has happened. Bennett, you rock. Thank you so much for playing my game. It's such a big heart you have. Cherokee Elementary, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I got you down here. Thank you so much for playing my game. And if I could ask you one more question, what's the most fun thing that happened over the weekend?
We got to go to our garden and pick potatoes.
Awesome. Yeah, it's tater picking season. How was that?
It was a lot of work.
Yeah, did you get your hands nice and dirty?
Yes.
Got some dirt underneath your fingernails?
Yes.
It feels so good, doesn't it?
No.
No, it doesn't. Not at all. Well, hey, thank you so much for playing. Thanks for being awesome. I hope you have a great week at school.
You too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
And that is how it's done. The Carline competition, 2 rounds in the books, but nobody cashed out gift cards. So that means, wow, 15 gift cards are going to be up for grabs coming up on Tuesday during the first round. What do we do on Tuesdays? What was it again? It's not Wacky Word Wednesdays. It's not Trivia. It's Trivia Tuesdays, isn't it? Yeah, Trivia Tuesdays, Wacky Word Wednesdays, 3 Clue Thursdays, and Fast Pass Fridays. That's what we normally do. That's right. Okay, cool. So tomorrow morning, somebody stands a chance of winning 15 gift cards. It could be you. You never know. I'm just saying. Thanks for being here. And hey, parents, just in case your kid calls in and plays the Carline competition, but they have to get out of the car before they hear themselves on the radio, because I don't take the phone calls live and air them. I actually edit them down, and then I air them about 3, 4, 5 minutes later. I try to do it pretty quick. Sometimes they can't hear themselves. So I want to make sure you know how to find that recording. It's going to be on today's podcast episode. It'll be up at 11 o'clock today on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube Podcast. Just type in Lifeline Morning Show Podcast over there on any of those platforms, and you can find it. Oh, and by the way, a heads up on our Spotify count. We are getting so close. We're like 2 followers away from hitting that number we need to hit for the algorithm to start to push the podcast to more people. So if you would help us with that on Spotify, Lifeline Morning Show Podcast, go follow, share with a friend. Maybe they'll follow as well, and we'll hit that number, and more people will get this encouragement, this inspiration that we're trying to put out there every day to make everybody's day just a little bit better. And one more reminder for you, in case you ever have to step away from your radio or you have to go outside of our listening area here in North Alabama on the FM dial. You can tune us in online at 885jfm.com. Click that On Now button and press play, and you're good to go. Maybe you haven't shared your faith in a while. Maybe you feel like you might get in trouble at the workplace. Maybe you're just not confident enough to share your faith, to talk with somebody else about Jesus. Well, I want to let you know we've got some resources to help you right now on our website, 885jfm.com. If you'll scroll down to the bottom of the page, you're going to find a heading that says Find and Share Hope. You're going to find a Share Your Faith article right there. Click that. It's going to take you to some amazing resources to help you feel more confident in sharing your faith. Oh, and while you're there at the website, check out the community events. We got a Christmas Classic 5K and Fun Run coming up to talk about there, so you can find out more. Plus, some concerts are coming up. One of them actually is going to be, really soon. We're talking about the Awakening Tour. It is happening November 23rd. Skillet, Jeremy Camp, and We Are Messengers are going to be there. So, yeah, you might want to check that out. More info there on our website. Plus, Winter Jam is coming, Winter Jam 26, and then we've got Third Day, the 30th anniversary tour. More information right there on our website. And, I wanted to give a heads up, and I kind of forgot while we were in the middle of the car line competition, but, next week, we're going to have a bunch of kids who are out of school, some of them out for the entire Thanksgiving week. So I wanted to kind of put an incentive out there to have our kids join me next week from home so they could stream us from a smart device at the house. The reason why is, you see, I've been able to get my hands on a couple of passes to Let's Play up in Huntsville. Yeah, and actually it was Donnie Tolles, our good friend, who was able to make that happen. A big thank you to Donnie for pounding the pavement. He's been out there in the community, and he reached out to them, and they said, yeah, we'd love to give y'all some passes. So we've got a couple passes to Let's Play, and that will be our grand prizes next week. It's kind of an incentive for our kids to play the car line competition from home. So who knows who might win, but those are going to be up for grabs next week. Just wanted to give you a heads up on that. All right, so I'll stop talking now and get to do some great music like Elevation Worship and Brandon Lake and I Know a Name. Now stick around. We got plenty of great things to talk about. We're going to find some hope, especially if you're feeling in a funk right now. Stick around.
This is Pastor Larry Walls with your Drive Time Devotion. A father looked in on his 16-year-old son as he sat at his desk in his room, struggling to finish his algebra homework. The father quickly, without saying a word, scribbled out a note that said, "Try plus determination," and pinned it on a corkboard just above the desk. The son asked his father what that was, and his dad said, "You're dealing with all these formulas, X plus Y equals Z, and all sorts like that. So I decided to give you my formula to encourage you." Dolly Parton said in her autobiography, "My high school was very small, so during our graduation exercise, we each got a chance to stand up and tell our plans for the future. One boy said that he was planning on going to junior college. One girl said that she was planning on getting married and moving to Maryville. When my turn came," Dolly said, "I stood up and said, 'I'm going to Nashville to become a star,' to which the crowd erupted in laughter." She said, "I was stunned by their reaction. Somehow, though, that laughter instilled in me an even greater determination to realize my dream. I might have crumbled under the weight of all my hardships that were to come had it not been for the response of that crowd that day. Ain't it funny," she said, "how sometimes we find our inspiration. The words 'I can't do it' never accomplished anything, but 'I will try' has performed many wonders and will continue to do so." Philippians 4:13 in the New International Version says, "I can do everything through him who gives me strength." Just give your dream a try today, no matter what others think or say. Pray with me. Loving God, give us encouragement to be all that your hands have made us to be through Jesus Christ who strengthens us. And it's in his name we pray. Amen.
I wanted to shout out Preston listening from Clanton, Alabama this morning. Preston used to just listen to the podcast and then started listening live on the show. And I'm so glad because I get song requests and I get to find out what's going on in Preston's life. It's so much fun. So thank you for reaching out and for becoming part of this family, man. It means so much. And he's got a request, so I'm going to play it for him. It is Daddy's DNA by Brandon Lake. But I also wanted to shout out some other people I'm seeing on the streaming map real quick, okay? So Joel Modis in Palm Coast, Florida, I see you, sir. Columbus, Georgia's here. Montgomery, Alabama. Also, we got our friends over near Eagle Point, Alabama, down in Jefferson County. We got Atlanta, Georgia represented. We got Albertville and Gunnersville. Madison has been on this morning as well, and our friends across the pond in Fuchenstein and Vogelen, Germany. Thank you all for making us part of your day. And for those of you listening right now locally, here in North Alabama, thank you. And for those of you listening on the podcast, like Preston did for the longest time, yeah, thank you for being here as well. Anytime you want to hop on and join us live, we're on from 6 to 10, Monday through Friday, Central Standard Time. So come be a part of the family. Be a part of the live event too, okay? Now, that song for Preston, Daddy's DNA by Brandon Lake. Now let's talk about your word of life. It's a good one today from Lamentations chapter 3, verse 24 in the New Living Translation of the Bible. This one is really a reminder for us. Maybe we should take this on. Here's what it says. "I say to myself, the Lord is my inheritance. Therefore, I will hope in him." Think about that for a second. What exactly is going on in that particular verse? It sounds like somebody is being encouraging themselves in the Lord. You know what I mean? And hey, that is a scriptural thing. David did it so many times. You can read about it right there in the Bible. So I think maybe whenever we're down and out, whenever we feel like everybody's against us, nobody loves us, what is it? Nobody loves me, everybody hates me, I think I'll go eat some worms. Yeah, whenever we're feeling like that, we need to encourage ourselves, just who we belong to, who is in our corner, who is with us, who never leaves us or forsakes us, who is that one who's making a way where there seems to be no way. And as you encourage yourself, your situation starts to lighten a little bit. And let me tell you, here's a secret, okay? This is a pro tip, if you want to call it that. Whenever you're feeling down and out like that, I know it's the last thing you want to do is offer up some praise, is sing a little bit. But you know what? In those instances right there, there's just something about lifting up the name of Jesus, even in song. Maybe you're tone deaf. Well, that's still, what's it called? That's lifting up a joyful noise, right? Yeah, it's joyful to him because he loves to hear you sing to him. So lift up some praise to him, some worship in the middle of that moment, and see if it doesn't help you get through it just a little better. You know what? There's a song that sings that so well, and it's by Brandon Lake. Yeah, Brandon Lake and Jelly Roll do it together. It's called Hard Fought Hallelujah. So here, I want to play it for you. Thanks for being here on the Lifeline Morning Show. There's this church called Transformation Church in Pensacola, Florida, and recently they uploaded a clip, just a little something to think about, and it got me, and I thought maybe I would share it with you. I bet you it'll get you too. So here, pay very close attention, and let's just sit with this for a moment.
Let's do something together. Imagine it's that day. You've made it home. You're standing in heaven. And for the first time, you see Jesus. Maybe you fall on your knees. Maybe you run to his arms. Maybe you can't even speak. After that moment, that overwhelming moment, he smiles at you and says, hey, come walk with me. And as you're walking, he takes you up on a hill, and at the top he points to the horizon, and down below you see people, countless people, faces you don't recognize and some you do. People from generations and nations you never met, and Jesus says to you, they're here because of you. Every person you prayed for, every dollar you gave, every act of obedience you didn't think mattered, every quiet moment of faithfulness when no one saw but me, I saw it and I multiplied it. Now open. You may never see the fruit of what God does through you until you get to the other side of eternity. But it all matters.
Hey, it's Bree.
Hey, Bree, what's going on?
I was just wanting to call you and give you a praise report. I was able to get my house back organized yesterday, checking on my mom, make sure she's okay.
Good.
I got all my laundry washed yesterday, so
Yay.
it's made me really happy.
Awesome.
David is supposed to go work today to go put a hot water heater in, and I was blessed with a little coffee pot, so I got my coffee again.
That's
So I'm
awesome.
so happy.
Yeah. Sounds like great things are happening for you. That's great. I'm here for all those praise reports. Hey, if you've got one, this studio line is open, 256-505-0885. Has God been good to you lately? Call me up. Let us all know about it. 256-505-0885. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you, Bree, for reaching out and letting us know your praise report. Now, Taryn Wells with Fight Like Heaven. Let's talk a little bit about some really funny guys. You've probably heard of them. They were on the Blue Collar Comedy Tour. Yeah, you know the lineup, right? Do you remember? Of course, you got Jeff Foxworthy, Bill Engvall, Ron White, or as you probably know him, Tater Salad, and then Larry the Cable Guy. Yeah, I want to talk about Larry for just a minute. Now, first off, if you didn't know, well, do you know what his actual name is? Larry the Cable Guy? Daniel Lawrence Whitney. That's his actual name. Larry the Cable Guy, of course, is his stage name. But did you know he really embraces his faith? Yeah. In fact, he was just sitting down with some friends and talking on a podcast recently. And the name of that is Talking Truth And wow, what he had to say is so important for all of us to hear. Here, I want you to take a listen. Let's see if this might inspire you, might encourage you a little bit today, and give you a reason to be happy. Give you a reason to put a smile on your face today. Yeah, listen to this.
Where we're living now, I mean, it's beautiful. The world is beautiful. The mountains, and I mean, you know, we live in a fallen world. It's beautiful. He created a wonderful place for us. We're not here very long. When you think of an eternity, 90, 80 years, 80, 85 years, 75 years, that is a speck of eternity. You know, so man, you as Christians, be joyful, man. Be joyful. You're saved, man. God loves you. He has forgiven you. My wife always said the thing that hindered her from becoming a Christian were other Christians. You know, be joyful. Don't be a grumpy Christian. You have no reason to be grumpy. I mean, you're saved. You're forgiven. You go tell somebody about it. You don't have to be an evangelist. All you have to do is just talk about it to somebody.
Just care.
Just care. All you have to do, yes, Brian, is care. Just care. There's a lot of people out there that you may, well, I'm going to talk to him. He doesn't care. You know what? He's probably hurting and wishes somebody would talk to him. So you just have to care.
Wow, really good insight from, of all people, Larry the Cable Guy. You know what? These guys, they really do lean into their faith a lot. In fact, I've seen a lot of Jeff Foxworthy talking about his faith recently online. Bill Engvall, he does this thing on Sundays where he invites friends into his social medias, and he sits down and has a little a little Bible study, a little time to reflect. It's pretty cool. And then Larry talking about his faith like this is just awesome. I'm encouraged by this. These are really funny guys, and they're leaning into their faith as well. Just an inspiration. I wanted to bring it your way just in case you never saw that side of Larry the Cable Guy. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with me right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. It's time to get into some business and ministry impact partners, get your weather and your word of life. Hey, thanks so much for being here. Really means a lot. I'm going to shout some people out who are listening on the stream coming up, and yeah, looking forward to doing that. So, hey, just in case I haven't heard from you in a while, would you do me a favor? Would you text me? This number, 256-967-0885. I would love to hear from you this morning. Request a song. Tell me something going on in your life. Maybe you're going through a tough patch right now. Let me know what I can pray about. I'd love to do that. Send me a GIF. We can have fun with that. So many ways, so many things to talk about. So, 256-967-0885. If you would, please text me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You know, I just want to remind you, you're the reason why I'm here in the first place. So I love hearing from you, genuinely. Sometimes you've got to remind yourself whose you are, because that, in and of itself, lets you feel that hope again, especially if you're in the middle of a really trying spot. Maybe you've been, I don't know, struggling. Maybe you feel like you're between a rock and a hard place. Maybe you feel like you're not even in the bottom of the barrel, you're underneath the barrel. I've been there before. It's not a fun spot. But if you can remember just whose you are and how much he loves you, if you can believe that he's doing what he said he was going to do, that is this, that he is making a way. That he's working all things together for your good because you love him and you're called according to his purpose. If you can get your mind wrapped around that and stop focusing on the problem, the struggle, the storm, the situation, life is going to get better. I guarantee it. Because most of this thing is a head game, this life, isn't it? Because, hey, if you feel like you're defeated, you're going to act like you're defeated. But if you remember that we're not called to act on what we feel, no, what are we supposed to do? Let's act on what we believe, and that is he is for us. He is with us. He is making a way where there seems to be no way. That's a big deal right there, and maybe you needed to hear that. Now, remind yourself, if you have to, every 30 minutes. Remind yourself every 5 minutes. Remind yourself, set a reminder right now on your smart device. Remind yourself sometime later today. Let's say 5 p.m. At 5 p.m., have it remind you. Put a little reminder in there, a little notification. Remember whose you are today. And maybe find a scripture real quick to go back to later today at 5 o'clock. That'll help too. And you know what? You can do that for somebody else. Yeah, a friend, a family member. You can call and encourage them. It's an amazing privilege that we have to encourage one another in our faith. And you know what? You can do that right now to a complete stranger if you'd like. We've got that word of life ready for you in photo and video form across our socials: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and TikTok. And it's always there at the top of our website, 885jfm.com. Now, how about a little Phil Wickham and What an Awesome God? If you're thinking, Stephen, I think I've heard part of that song before. Well, you have. If you remember back quite a few years ago, Rich Mullins actually released the song, Awesome God. Well, this is What an Awesome God. And it's kind of a modern take on it with a few extra lyrics. So hope you enjoy it. If you've never heard it, no, you're in for a treat. And if you have, well, here you go. I know you already love it. I just got to say, y'all are amazing. Thank you, Bridget, for reaching out to me via text. And, she was hearing What an Awesome God by Phil Wickham a few minutes ago, and I mentioned that it was an original Rich Mullins song that Phil kind of did a spinoff of. And she was like, hey, I don't know if you've ever seen it or not, but Rich Mullins had a movie out called Ragamuffin. You should check it out. Yeah, I've never watched it before, but I do. I need to go check it out. I'm really inspired by his life, the way that he approached music, the way he approached his spiritual walk, Rich Mullins. So I'll have to go check that out. Thank you, Bridget, and thank you for all those kind words. I really appreciate it. Y'all make me feel special. I'm telling you. I honestly, I got to pinch myself just about every day. I can't believe I get to do this. So thank you for hanging out with me. I'm so glad I can play you some music that you really connect with. I'm so glad that we can give you some encouragement and some inspiration, some hope, because, hey, we need it in a world like we're living in, don't we? There's plenty of bad stuff to talk about, but keep coming back right here, and I'll keep talking about the good stuff, okay? All right. Hey, make sure to share this good stuff with a friend, too, because, I put the show together in podcast form every day. And at 11 o'clock this morning, you'll find today's podcast episode across 5 platforms: Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube. So if you are enjoying what you hear, would you please share it with somebody today? That would mean so much, and it'll help us to reach more people and help make their day just a little bit better with a little hope, real hope, real faith, and real life, because that's what we're doing together. All right. Thank you. Toby Mac, Heaven on My Mind. Right here, right now, working on a couple requests for Josh and for Bree, so I'll be playing those shortly. I love when you request songs, and I try my best to find those tracks and play them for you here, and I just wanted to say I've got one this morning from Josh. Josh reached out and said he would love to hear Lion of Judah, and that's by Jason Upton, so I'm working on getting that right now. I thought it was actually ready to go, but looks like it might take a moment longer. So let me hit another song, and we'll see if we can play it next. Sorry about that little technical difficulty. Forrest Frank, your way's better. Is there at the top of our website, 885jfm.com. All right, so I've got some requests to get to. I told you I was wanting to play one from Jason Upton, but then I kind of got in my own way and caused some problems here on the computer, and so I'm glad to say all that's resolved now, and I can play for you this song. It is Lion of Judah, and it is the Binions and Mr. Jason Upton. So take a listen to this. So Will and Carlton from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air have just shown up in the Morning GIFs. I'm just saying, Richard, you are amazing, my friend. Thank you for requesting that song, and thank you for the Morning GIF. You made my day, my friend. That's good stuff. These Morning GIFs are a blast. I've had quite a few of them going and coming this morning. So if you haven't sent me one yet, do it. I'll send you one back. Text me 256-967-0885. Well, good morning, and welcome to this day in history, a chance for us to look back on yesteryear to celebrate some milestones and some achievements, and the movers and shakers who brought us this far. So what happened on this day in history? Well, since it's a Monday, we need to go back and cover the weekend. So with that in mind, let's start with the 15th of November. In 1492, Italian explorer Christopher Columbus, in his journal, described an interesting custom among the Indians of the New World, the use of tobacco. Yeah, startling discovery. All these years later, still dealing with it. In 1806, approaching the Colorado foothills of the Rocky Mountains during the second exploratory expedition, U.S. Lieutenant Zebulon Pike spotted a distant mountain peak that looks like a small blue cloud. The mountain was later named Pike's Peak in his honor. How cool is that? In 1867, the stock ticker was unveiled in New York City. Its main use was to give stock traders a stream of data on ribbons of paper. It also gave rise to that festive public event, the ticker tape parade. It's a pretty big deal. Also in 1904, American inventor King Camp Gillette was granted a U.S. patent for the first razor with disposable blades. Yep, and that Gillette company is still around, isn't it? On this day in 1926, the National Broadcasting Company was launched on 24 stations across the U.S. The first program broadcast from New York City's Waldorf Astoria Hotel included remote pickups from Chicago, Illinois, and Kansas. So NBC getting its start on this 1926, November 15th, 1926. Moving on, the year 2001. Oh, this is something near and dear to a lot of hearts. Yep. Because you see, Microsoft released the Xbox, the video game console system. Yeah, and there have been 4 iterations of the Xbox. Of course, you had the original, then you have the Xbox 360, then you have the Xbox One with the One S and the One X, and then the current generation, the Xbox Series X and Series S. So 4 iterations of that console. A lot of people enjoy gaming. Maybe you do. Yeah. All right, moving on. In 2012, this is some sports news for you. Miguel Cabrera, the third baseman for the Detroit Tigers, won the American League's Most Valuable Player award after a season when he became, this is it, the first major league player in 45 years to win the batting triple crown. So what exactly is that triple crown? Well, here, I've got an explanation for you, okay? So this is what it is. The single player who can lead their league in batting average, home runs, and runs batted in during the same season. That's it. It doesn't sound so complex, does it? But the accomplishment is considered one of baseball's most prestigious individual honors. And, you know, when Miguel did it, he actually drowned out a 45-year drought because nobody had done it in 45 years. That's quite the accomplishment. Pretty big stuff. And moving on to the 16th of November. We'll zip through these. Not a whole lot more to go. So let's talk about one birthday. All right? On the 16th. W.C. Handy. Now, you might recognize that name. Well, do you know who he was? An American composer? Yeah. You know where he was from? Florence, Alabama. You probably heard of the W.C. Handy Music Festival. It happens in July every year. It's actually scheduled for the July 15th the 26th of 2026 in Florence. And W.C. Handy, known for a lot of songs, but one in particular, the St. Louis Blues. And he wrote that song after hearing a woman lament her husband's heart like a rock. And so he got inspiration from all over the place, as one does when you're writing music, right? All right. Plus, in 1945, the U.S. imported 88 German scientists to assist in developing rocket technology. Yeah, Space and Rocket Center, that big tie. Yeah. Werner von Braun. In 1955, Bluebird 2, the British jet hydroplane owned and driven by Donald Campbell, became the first speedboat to exceed 200 miles per hour. I don't know. It seems safer on the water, but going at that speed, wouldn't it be just like hitting concrete or asphalt if you come out of that thing? Ugh, scary stuff. And then in 1959, on November 16th, the Rodgers and Hammerstein musical The Sound of Music opened on Broadway in New York City. It won 5 Tonys. That's a pretty big deal. And now this day in history. November 17th, what happened? Well, back in the year 1800, the U.S. Congress held its first session in Washington, D.C. In 1869, after 10 years of construction, the Suez Canal opened in Egypt. And in 1942, Martin Scorsese was born, the American director. Rachel McAdams was born on this day in 1978. You might know her from movies like The Notebook, or how about Mean Girls? She was a part of both of those. And then I'm going to try it. I know it's terrible, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm sorry, Donnie. Let me just go ahead and apologize to you right now. Arnold Schwarzenegger inaugurated as governor of California. The Schwarzenegger. There we go. I know it's awful. Get to the chopper. Okay, I'm going to stop. On this day in 2003. You know what? he's got quite a lot of inspirational videos he puts up on the socials. Some people take some of his speeches and put them like with video, and it's so good. So good. Very inspiring stuff. And Danny DeVito, also born on this day in 1944. How cool is that? Because, Danny and Arnold, they did a movie together. It was hilarious. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. This day in history. Let me bring the music down, close the book, and remind you of this simple truth. There are many facts and figures written throughout this book, excerpts of people's lives and how they impacted the world and the culture around them, how they indeed made history. And think of it. What if you found out that somebody wanted to put your good history in a book like this so that others could learn of you long after you're gone? How would you feel? Humbled? Honored? Right? It'd make you feel good, wouldn't it? You know what? I hope that for you. I hope that your history is written down in a book like this. But can I tell you, even if it's not, I know where it is being written down every single day. It's on the hearts and in the minds of every person you come in contact with and how you make them feel. So with that in mind, I wonder if you could take a challenge with me. It's a simple challenge, at least in word, but it's a little more complex to pull off. Let's resolve to make good history today, so that when others think of us, they get a smile on their face, a little extra warmth in their heart, that they feel better having just been around us. But here's the deal. You see, this is a complicated part. It's going to take some effort on our part to make this happen. Because in the heat of the moment, when the pressure's on, we have this tendency to want to react in the moment. And you know what usually happens then, right? Instant regret. Yeah. Especially if it's with your kids. It's like, oh my gosh, I feel like I just broke my child. It makes you feel 2 inches tall. Yeah. Or you can choose to cool down a little bit. Selah, as the Bible says. Pause and calmly think of that, right? Think it through, add some grace, some mercy, a little bit of love mixed in with the response, not a reaction, but a response to the situation. And handle it the best way that you can. That's what I'm asking you to do today. Give yourself some room, some space to make the right decision. And believe me, I didn't know it would happen this way, but it will for you too, because it has for me. When I find myself at those situations later on in the day, I remember back to when I took this challenge in the morning, and it helps me make the right decision. It kind of keeps me honest. It's cool the way that works. So I invite you to take that challenge with me right now. So can you take that challenge with me? Yeah, I knew you could. You're cool like that. Thanks so much for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Now we are messengers. God be the glory. It's that time of the morning for us to check in with a really good friend of ours. His name is Brian Trent. He's from Hampton, South Carolina, where he pastors the Lighthouse Church. He and his family are all across the socials under this handle, Trent Tribe. That's how you can find him for yourself. And we've been in a series with him recently called This is Jesus. And here we are at another day. I wonder what he has for us today. Well, I know. It's good. I mean, it's really good. I think this one might be a game changer. I think this one, I don't know, it might just get you. Take a listen to this.
Don't preach at me if you're not willing to sit with me. And welcome to day 10 of This is Jesus. And the heart of Jesus is that he was willing to sit with people that no one else is willing to sit with. You know, recently there was a wonderful lady in our church family that came to me telling me about a recent trip that she took. She said, anytime I take a trip like that, I always treat myself to Starbucks. And she said, but I always drive through. But that day, I had to go to the restroom really bad. So she had to stop. She had to go in. She went to the restroom. She went to the counter. She ordered. She was waiting on her drink when she turned around and noticed that there was a young girl in the corner with her head buried in her hands, sobbing. And she said, I couldn't help it. She said, I went over and she said, ma'am, I just noticed that you were upset. I wanted to come and check on you, see if there's anything I can do to help you. And the girl said, no, I'll be fine, but thank you anyway. And the lady in our church said, well, can I at least just sit at the table with you? She sat down. She didn't preach a sermon. She just opened her ears and began to listen as the girl began to pour her heart out to the lady in our church. You know, before long, one of the employees at Starbucks actually paid for an Uber for this girl to get somewhere where she would be safe. And before she left, they all gathered together and prayed that God would do a great work in this young girl's life. You know, the problem today is we have too many people preaching sermons at others that they are not willing to sit at the table with. That's a problem. And that is not the heart of Jesus. Love you guys.
Wow, being the hands and feet of Jesus, sitting down at the table, listening, being part of that conversation, not just telling people what's wrong with them, not just preaching at people in some kind of pointed way. No, this is a thing that we do together. And being there for somebody is huge. We've all been there before, haven't we? Where we needed somebody to talk to. Maybe we felt so isolated, so scared, like nobody even saw us. Quite honestly, we weren't worried about them seeing us because we were so caught up in our own problems. But then somebody came along and asked you a question. So how are you doing? And you finally let somebody know. Maybe you told them what you were dealing with and what happened next. We have that opportunity to be that somebody for somebody else today, to be the person who listens, the person who comes alongside them. It's a pretty powerful thing. Does it take some time? Sure it does. Will it be an inconvenience for your day? Well, yeah, maybe for your plan and your agenda that you have, but at the end of the day, whose agenda and whose plan do you really want to be paying attention to? You know what I mean? If God messes up your plans, it's for the right reasons. I'm just saying. So give him a chance to use you today. Okay? Hey, you've been doing a great job thus far, and thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Now I think we need a little Jamie McDonald with My Family. Brand new from her. Well, the time has come for me to bid you adieu, but before I do, I'd like to share with you an inspiring quote. In fact, some might say it's a most inspiring quote of the day. Emily Dickinson said it, "Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul." And I love that image, something gentle, something steady, something that rests inside you, even when life feels loud. And I want you to carry this reminder with you through the rest of your Monday. Because, this whole show has been centered around this one simple, powerful truth. Hope is still here for you. And maybe you need to hear that today. Maybe you've been needing something to remind you that God hasn't forgotten you, that he hasn't overlooked you, that he's not run out of plans for your life. A brand new week means a brand new chance for God to surprise you with goodness. You may not see it yet, but you know what I believe? I believe God's already ahead of you in this week. Already in the conversations, the decisions, the appointments, the challenges, and the moments that you haven't even lived yet. And as the word of life we shared just a minute ago says, I say to myself, the Lord is my inheritance. Therefore I will hope in him. So as you walk into this Monday, whether you're carrying excitement or uncertainty, or maybe a mix of both, remind your soul where your hope comes from. It's your Heavenly Father. He's with you. He's for you. Thanks so much for starting your week with me. Hey, if anything you heard today encouraged you, you know what? You can share it with somebody. Yeah, today's show will be in podcast form across 5 platforms at 11 o'clock. Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube podcasts. So go there, type in Lifeline Morning Show Podcast. You'll find it right there at the top of the list. And if you haven't yet, follow us over on Spotify. We'd love to have you there. It's going to help us hit this goal we've been trying to hit for a while, to push that podcast out to even more people. We're about 2 followers away, so if you could help us with that, I greatly appreciate it. And share it with as many people as you will. Thank you so much. All right, so I will be back here tomorrow morning from 6 to 10 for another Lifeline Morning Show. I hope to see you back here because we'll have some more hope, some more encouragement, some more reminders that you're not walking through any of this life alone. Have a blessed Monday and hold on to that hope today. Here's Seth Schleter with Won't Start Now.